Alright, you guys, what it is, I am back with another video, and today I am excited to be talking about a anime and manga that I don't feel like get a lot of attention, nor does it get the respect that it deserves. This is, of course, being the Blue Exorcist anime and manga, or just the world in general in this case, because I personally think a lot of people gravely think that they are absolute fodder beans, maybe like maybe like city block to build a level, but these characters are actually a lot more powerful than anyone really gives them credit for. And today I want to talk about why I think they're underrated and really kind of get into some of the powers and abilities that some of these people possess. Now, the anime is drastically different, except for the Kyoto saga that came out, but for the most part, the anime is different, and a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about is from the manga that's going on. And granted, I won't try and spoil the actual story, but some things will be spoiled, so you have been warned. So, to start it off, of course, you have your pretty much, I'm gonna just say, the fodder tier. I mean, they're just the typical humans and stuff that take up arms and stuff to actually fight the demons. Like I said, the Dragoon, Doctor, Arya, Tamer, Knights, like all of those, pretty much the everyday characters that you see in both the anime and manga that come in to face off against demons. Now, even they aren't fodder because the higher tiers, they are indeed able to fight mid to high level demons on their own, which have enough power to destroy large cities and stuff. So they're not weak, but even characters like Suguro, like I said, who is part of the main cast, is honestly kind of fodder compared to a lot of the stuff going on. Like, especially when we get into like the god tiers that I'm going to talk about very soon here. But not even just the god tiers, but in all honesty, Suguro so he's honestly weaker than a lot of the characters that are actually in his own class. Now, a lot of the characters in the Blue Exorcist, like the main cast and whatnot, you know, Shammy and all of them, like they're actually a lot more powerful as the series goes on. But I'm not, like I said, not really gonna get into it too much, because like I said, I don't want to get into the story, but just know that even a lot of his classmates are extremely powerful and are shown to have gotten much more powerful and have secret abilities and stuff that come in later. Now, some are only temporary, but still, just the fact that they do have them later on in the series. And even there, most of the classmates are complete fodder compared to characters characters in the series known as the Paladins. One of them being, of course, Paladin August or Auguste. I'm just gonna call him Angel. The name Angel just sounds better than trying to go through his true thing. But even characters like the Paladin, which are stated to be the strongest amongst all of the Exorcists, and of course the badass Father Fujimoto, who, by the way, he's a lot more badass and makes a lot more sense in the manga rather than anime. So I'm gonna stress this enough. Like, you guys really, really need to read the manga. Viz has it, literally like a $2 month subscription. Just get it, okay? But even characters like them, like I said, they are extremely powerful, and so powerful, in fact, that they're able to defeat most demons, including some of the higher tier kins, being, like I said, the more mid to high level demons, such as like the Impure King, that can literally form giant castles that can engulf large cities and even engulf mountains themselves, such as the Impure King that Ren fought against. They're able to defeat these type of creatures and stuff using one hit, such as when Angel beat one of the Impure Kings using, literally, after cutting off a swath of his hair, cut the demon down with one swing that engulfed an entire city. And even Ren was able to defeat the Impure King himself. Granted, he did use help from another mid-level demon, and I'm not going to begin to pronounce the name, but by using the assistance of another flame demon, mid-level flame demon, he was in fact able to enhance himself, and by controlling his own flame, he was able to spread his flames far enough to pretty much incinerate everything on the mountain, but controlled enough to it only incinerated the Impure King, who was all over the mountain. So it was a pretty good feat for Ren and stuff like that. Just saying, but these are some of the high tier, like, human-esque characters. But even now, those are like the high tier human characters, but the big boys of the Blue Exorcist verse are far, far stronger than any other thing that I've just shown you. such as the fact that literally, if you look at this, they're called the Ball, and they are essentially the 7 to 8 strongest demons, and they are so powerful that literally, like, the lower tiers that are they are the top leaders. Like, they have other characters such as the Emperor King to follow them. Just that's just how powerful they are. They're just kin of them. Not only do they have kin that are that powerful and are still leagues below them, the Ball, or these gods essentially, of or demon gods, however you want to call it, they are so powerful in fact that they're not even actual beings. They are nothing but conceptual beings. Okay, they are the actual embodiment of the king title that they possess. Such as, like I said, I mean, Azeroth, or Azoth. Oh my god, I am really butchering these names. Such as characters like him being literally the king of Rot, and having characters like the Emperor King be nothing more than a weakling tier soldier form, are embodiments of Rot. And not only just him, but of course, just imagine like the very planet that we're standing on, you know what I'm saying, the very Earth, you know what I'm saying, that we are, you know, the planet itself. Even the Earth itself is arguably, or supposedly I should say, also has its own embodiment, and that actually comes in the form of a demon that we see early on in the anime, known as a Maimon. Now, a Maimon is literally, he is the king of Earth, and as a conceptual being, he is granted the title of King of Earth, meaning he is the embodiment or the concept of Earth itself. Like, just keep that in mind, that he is the actual embodiment of. And just as a side note, like I said, these characters, like the body that we see Maimon in, aren't even their real forms. Rather, they don't have forms in the first place, but they literally are just possessing genetically enhanced humans to actually be able to have the power of flesh in the first place. As seen, like I said, another one is Mephisto, who is literally the second strongest entity, essentially, in Gehenna. And he is also the king of time. He is the conceptual being of time. And even just like him, he possesses a body, or the form that we see him in isn't his true form. It's just simply a genetically enhanced body so that he can dwell in. And even in that body that we see them in, they're still not at full power, because they have these things known as demon hearts. And once their hearts are exposed, they're actually a lot more powerful. It allows them to use their full power. But even without Mephisto being, most notably being extremely powerful as he is, and not even showing his heart, meaning he's nowhere near his full power, considering he's in a weak body that kind of restricts his power, and he doesn't have his heart on him, is literally so powerful. He has complete and utter control over time and space itself. Considering, like I said, that makes sense. He is the actual embodiment, or the concept, I should say, of time and space. But even still, like I said, notice I said he is the second most powerfulest, and he absolutely pales in comparison to the other characters that come along later. Such as, if you actually pay attention to this ball chart, essentially, you have, like I said, characters like Samael, or Mephisto, as we know him in the series, as the king of time, and he's only the second placement out of the entirety of the ball, with, of course, other beings such as Azazel being next, and characters like that. With Maimon, by the way, being essentially one of the weakest, just right above Beelzebub, who is the king of insects. So Maimon being one of the weakest, but still supposedly the concept of Earth itself, is really, really good. But as I said before, even then, there are characters that are well above him, considering the fact that he is only the second strongest. There's a character known as Lucifer, as you've seen on the chart before, who is the king of light, or the concept of light, and he is far above Mephisto included, or at least it's alleged. It's really shown that way, considering the fact that when he first meets, or not really first meet, obviously, but when he's first introduced to us as the readers, he is literally stated, like, Ren notices that Mephisto is terrified, and he's shaking a lot. Even Stephen drawn, he has a lot of sweat dripping down his hand. And this same being, while being in this vastly weakened state, is so powerful that he has enough power to literally destroy the very planet itself. Now, at first when I read this, I was like, wow, he's actually a planetary level being, but he's actually more on the lines of multiplanetary, considering the fact that his whole scheme is actually to destroy both Earth and Gehenna and then reform it back into one world just so he can have a body that doesn't fuck up. Like, to put it simple, just so you can have a body that doesn't fuck up. And like I said, and when I keep saying he's in a weakened state, I mean this literally. Like, if you actually read the manga, he's literally in a state very similar to how Guts was after his torture in Berserk. Like, he looks just like that. And even in one of the panels that I'm not going to show, because I don't want to show too many to get copyrighted, just in case they do that, he even still, like, he's so bad to the point that literally he's wrapped up in bandages, his body's kind of charred, and just by taking one step literally breaks his bone. He's literally just like Griffith in the state, and he's extremely weakened on top of it to the point his body can't even handle his heart. So just keep that in mind. And even still, all of these characters I just mentioned, including beings like Mephisto that are the embodiment and concept of time and space, and Lucifer being the king of light, like, all of these characters being this powerful are all absolutely fodder. The best way to put it, they're absolutely fodder compared to Satan himself in the story. Now, like I said, we haven't really seen Satan have like his, I mean, we've seen him in his own body. We haven't seen his like form, I guess. Well, actually we have in Gehenna, but I mean, you get the point. In the anime, I haven't seen him yet. He just seemed to kind of possess people, and you know him as the being that takes over the night. But he's far above both of them, and it's constantly implied when Mephisto talks to Lucifer. He states, you know what I'm saying, you sense him, don't you? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's him. That which gave birth to us all. It is all of creation. And at first I'm thinking, okay, but they're just talking kind of more like planetary. But no, he literally, in the image itself, they made sure to show a bunch of galaxies and stars and all stuff. So he's literally implying that no. Satan created the entire universe of Blue Exorcist. Like, the entire universe, from the universe that we know of to Earth itself to Gehenna. All of that all sprung from Satan himself, just to show you just how powerful he is. And the reason, now, if you actually pay attention to the chart, there is a being, yet again, it's extremely hard to say, but Shimieka. Point being, it's the Emperor creation. There are supposedly, at least it's kind of implied that they're supposed to be above even the ball in terms of overall power. But they, in the same image that I'm showing you, it literally says that no, they all came from Satan. They're just different personifications of Satan himself. You know what I'm saying? So no, even the creation that Shimieka creates is all just things that Satan has done for her because she came from Satan. If that makes sense. It may be a little complicated, but just picture it like that. Essentially, everything kind of came from, you can kind of, if you read Marvel Comics, you'll be extremely similar to someone like Oblivion, where like the Chaos King is nothing but a speck of his power. It's kind of like that. All of these characters are all the creations from Satan himself. So they're all just creations from Satan. They all came from Satan. They will all return to Satan. He is literally the god of this world. So they are extremely powerful. Now, I haven't talked about Ren yet, but I want to make my own video on him, so be on the lookout for that. I really hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope this brings another light to Blue Exorcist and see how powerful they are. Now, until next time, you guys, I will see you. Peace.